to the Bamgboshe Happy Hour. Let's talk Golden Bachelorette. I am Peju Bamgboshe, and
hi everyone. And I'm Naomi Bamgboshe.
I was gonna say yes, and my fabulous mom. So Ma, how are you?
I'm great, sweetie. Everything is wonderful. I'm just really getting into this Golden Bachelorette. Joan, she is holding it down, representing for the women of a certain age. Okay,
all right. Ma, as always, we need to do a little toast to Joan Vassos.
Okay.
Ma,
all right, let's raise our glasses to Joan. Continued long life, prosperity, health, wealth, and happiness. And good luck finding a man, Joan. Salud.
Salud. Okay, Mom. So this week was really packed. We had competitive kickball. We had a romantic date with Wayne Newton. Oh wait, no, I meant Pascal. And Joan just
Wayne Newton performed.
Right,
that date was not with Wayne Newton.
Right. And so Joan was navigating her heavy emotions. What stood out to you before we really start to break it down?
Okay, let's go with the most obvious. The first thing that stood up was Joan's fabulous wardrobe.
Okay.
Yes. Joan's outfits are giving.
Okay.
She has the cutest outfits in the world. They go from cute to absolutely luxurious. Okay? Love that she is a woman of a certain age, who is a woman who is very much in shape. And really, her age has nothing to do with that. I shouldn't even say that, preface it by saying that, because she's in good shape for any age.
Oh, yeah.
So I love that. Love her style and so
she's
forth.
in better shape than people have her age.
Absolutely.
So let's go there.
Joan is really, really representing well. Joan is very, very open and flexible so far. I haven't seen her actually balk at anything and refuse to participate in anything. She's been all in from showing up on the day, driving a fire rig.
Well, we're gonna break it down. So okay. I just asked what's it
okay.
No, because we're gonna walk people through it.
Okay, daughter. What's the next question?
We're gonna break it down, okay?
But you asked me what stood out, and I was answering the question.
All right, let's get into her first one-on-one, which was with Pascal, just like you said. Now, Pascal is a saloon owner, and he is...
Is it a saloon or a salon? Does he have a bar?
Oh, it's a salon.
Oh, okay.
It's a salon. It's a salon.
Either way.
The drinks are given. The drinks are given here. Okay, so he's 69 years old, so he's one of the older bachelors on the show. And he is... he's really not from Chicago. He's French. But the date felt like something from kind of like Pretty Woman, because it was a convertible. They got on the jet, and then they went to Vegas.
Well, I didn't. Newton. You know what? For some reason, I did not even think of Pretty Woman.
What did you think of?
And I just thought of an over-the-top, very expensive and luxurious date. Okay. That's all I thought of. I did not think of Pretty Woman. I didn't see Julia Roberts playing a young ingenuous prostitute. I didn't see Pretty Woman in there.
Okay.
But having a fabulous time in a wonderful environment. I didn't see Richard Gere in there either.
Richard Gere was not in there.
Looking sexy and happy. I mean, Pascal. He's a decent looking guy, but I didn't see Richard Gere in him. But anyway.
I don't know how I feel about Pascal, but I want my opinion. I'm going to tell you my opinion, but you go first.
Okay. I loved it that Joan showed up in her fabulous. I think it was a Porsche. It was a Porsche. Yeah. And a red convertible Porsche. Oh, it was too fly. And she was just driving and happy, and she was just all in. I love that she picked up her date. I love it that she picked him up and she was doing the driving. That part was a departure from the normal stuff that we see.
Oh,
right?
Sure.
I loved it. I thought it was good. I thought it was cute. I was not so happy that her one-on-one was even with Pascal. Okay?
Why, Bob? Why?
Okay, because Pascal, he can't fix his breakfast.
He can't cook. He won't cook.
You know, look, okay, to me, you hit the nail on the head. He won't cook. It's not that he can't cook, because I don't call cooking, making a cup of coffee and some toast or a bagel or a muffin. I don't call that cooking.
Pop-Tart.
Yeah, or something. I do not call that cooking. Or
some
like I love, or my Belvita,
right.
energy bars, or any granola bar. I don't call it.
He's spoiled.
I understand about all that, but I think he has a bad attitude.
I think so too.
And I don't like it that he is paying somebody in the house to do his laundry $100 a week instead of him saying, guys, could you show me how to press these buttons here? And, just in case I'm so stupid, I just don't know how to read and follow the buttons.
So how has he not done his laundry? Didn't you remember he told a story about him being poor?
Well, I guess at that time he was washing them down by the river with some bricks or whatever. So here's my thing. His attitude. Okay. It's his attitude I don't like. So I would eliminate Pascal simply because I don't like his attitude. Not that you aren't accustomed to, as an adult and in your later years, you aren't accustomed to having, other people do those things for you, but that you are so unwilling to do them for yourself, right, and be flexible, that you are so rigidly into this kind of lifestyle. Right. I would have a problem with that. So I would not even have had him as my first date. He's nice and sweet and everything, but everything's got to be just la 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 la. Otherwise no. See, because everything is not always la la la. Okay, that's number one. And plus, like I said, you have a very rigid attitude, and I wouldn't like it. And then who else I would never have my one-on-one with, and she hasn't yet. And that's the one-on-one with the guy who's doing his laundry, the guy who's accepting that $100 and doing his launndry. He would not. I forget his name. I don't know. He hasn't had a one-on-one yet, if ever. Okay, that's it. Thought the date was fabulous. The clothes were magical. The entertainment, everything was beautiful. Environment, the private jet was just off the chain. Everything, the limo, everything was beautiful and fabulous. I don't think Joan should have went on a date with Pascal.
I think that was the wrong date for Pascal.
I think that was the wrong date for.
I think he should have roughed it.
I think he should have had a more rustic date to see what his personality was going to be and how he adapted. Right. Because, what's up with Joan? Is her family like that? Is he going to embrace them? Right. Does he have the money to accommodate a lifestyle like that with Joan?
I don't think so.
What's going on? So anyhow, I just think I wouldn't have chose Pascal, period, for my date. But if I had chosen him, I would not have chosen him for that kind of very, off the chart, luxurious kind of date. I would have taken a way more rustic, basic kind of economy date.
And another thing that bothered me about it is that when he was talking to Joan and saying how he had a rough upbringing, and I'm just like, well, you had a rough upbringing, so this is you turn into an asshole as you get older? Right.
I did not, I did not like that about him, and Joan ended up giving him a rose.
She gave him a rose, yeah.
So so then I'm looking at Joan a little bit, but then Joan is dealing with numbers, so let's be honest. She may already know who she really likes. We don't know what those, she's got to give roses to somebody. Okay. So we don't know.
All right, let's move on to the group date.
Come on.
All right. So let's get into the group date, guys. And this is when the guys played kickball. So this was Chalk, Gil, Dan, Charles L, CK, Gray, Gary, Guy, Kim, Jordan, Mark, and Keith. Now, they also had Eric Dickerson, and they also had, who was a former NFL player, really good. And they also had Andre Reed coach them, make them feel good, make them feel like they do what they were doing. And, of course, the blue team won, which included Jordan, Gary, Charles L, Gil, funny. And Kim.
And it showed those guys in such a positive light, and they had such a good attitude and good sportsmanship. I love that kickball game.
It was fun.
It was real fun.
Yeah. But Joan was distracted, Mom, because she had some bad news about her mom's health. Yeah. And so her mom is 93. Right. Yeah. And so she, was feeling down, feeling sad. So people came and some people prayed, and then Gary had prayed, and there was just people who were being very, very supportive. I don't know.
Well, I didn't see him pray, but he said he would pray, and her mom's name is Miss Mary, and he said he would put, you know, her mom in his prayer, and which was a very sweet thing and heartfelt thing to do.
Now we gotta go into Gil. So Gil was the one that received the rose from the group date. Now Gil, you know, told the story about his adopted daughter, which I didn't quite understand.
Who is 17 now.
Yeah, what happened? Was she adopted with a partner, or was it single?
I didn't get that
because he
either.
has one biological daughter and one adopted daughter. And so a source, you know, close to the Golden Bachelorette revealed that Gil Ramirez passed the show's background check, but you know, there's a twist. There's a restraining order that was filed against him right after the background
check. Right. Okay.
Just before production kicked off, his ex-girlfriend alleged stalking and harassment, claiming he repeatedly contacted her and confronted her despite being told to stop. Even though the restraining order was initially granted, it ended up being dismissed later because he hadn't been properly served. So there's been all types of rumors about this man. There's been, well, why is he being shown in like a prominent position on the show? And then people were also saying, oh, we're gonna take a step back and not show him as much. We saw him a lot last night. Yeah. So I think that they did not step back because we saw everything, and she gave him a rose out of the group people. And so I don't know how I felt about Gil. I didn't get like good vibes. What are your thoughts?
I had a lot of unanswered questions about Gil surrounding why at his stage of the game he has a 17-year-old adopted daughter. How did he end up with that daughter? Under what circumstances? What was he involved in that he would have this 17-year-old adopted daughter? And listen, there's a million.
It's not about the age, is it? Is it the age?
Well, it's about all of it, because what were you doing? Why weren't we given those facts? That's all. It's just a big gap in there based on his age.
And he's been adopted a couple times. Sorry. He's been engaged a couple times.
Right.
You know
in other words, what was going on in your life like 17 years ago? Because look at what age he is. Where were you? Were you in a marriage that dissolved? Was it a bad relationship? Was there? Why did you end up with the child? What is going on here? You know, it's too many pieces that's missing. If the child was older, based on his age, I wouldn't have had as many questions, because I would have thought that he just did that with a mate at that time in his life and everything. But how were you ended up?
Because he was married and divorced. We know that.
Right.
And they had a child from that marriage.
Right.
And then he got a fiance that, or was supposed to be a fiance that he was with for about 9 years, and she passed away. Right? Is that Gil? The one that passed away.
I think
and then
so
now
too.
We're having somebody else.
I don't know. Too many unanswered questions to me with Gil.
There's a lot.
I'm not, I don't really understand that.
I don't know. I think there's some overlap.
Yeah.
And we say this not knowing. We do not know, in our opinion.
Right.
So we just put that out there.
Everything. We're putting that caveat out there. We are qualifying everything we're saying by letting everything said on the show is our opinion. Yeah.
All right, man. Let's move on to the second one-on-one, and we know who that was with, Mr. Jonathan. Okay, so they went horseback riding, and I felt some type of way about his interaction with Joan. I think that he's always bringing up race, and then he brings it up in a weird, uncomfortable way, and not like just being outright with it. We all see that you're a black man. Okay, we see that Joan is a white woman. Totally like acceptable, fine.
What's up with
just
all that?
be real about it.
You know what?
Why are you talking about the Native American? And go ahead, Ma.
And you know what? And many of groups, and in particular black, African Americans, but many groups have, almost every group, has been raped and pillaged and everything some kind of way. So there's all kind of different mixing going on. Most of us have some percentage of mix of something, but we are predominantly whatever that predominant thing is. Mm-hmm. And in your case, it's African American.
And I hate when people like throw out the Native American thing, because the poor Native Americans, okay,
right,
they've been taken advantage of enough,
right,
all right,
right.
So don't go there,
right, and so and here's the thing about it. don't try to be other than. Embrace who
you are. Right.
That's number one. And then that's the main thing. That's the main issue I have with him. And the other issue, don't let it be from a place of self-loathing and weakness, okay? Mm-hmm. And when you deny who you are, that's a big problem, baby. You coming in weak, you're coming in limping.
Yeah.
Okay? And don't let it be where every story that you tell this woman is woe is me, woe is me.
What are you going to bring to the relationship?
Right,
we all have a woe is me.
Yeah,
some people more than others.
Yeah,
but we all have a woe is me to tell.
That's it. And that should not be the basis of your relationship. A sympathy vote. And I think Joan, she's just even involved with you. She can say ooh, woo, 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 and all that and comfort you. But I'm thinking that if you weren't a big, tall, black man, well built, she wouldn't even give a damn about your story.
Yeah, I think she finds you attractive.
I think she finds you physically attractive. So that's what's going on with that. And I thought that from the very beginning. And let me tell you,
Mom?
baby,
is it because you found him physically attractive?
He is physically attractive.
But some of his stuff is starting to make him less attractive.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I guarantee, and that good point, daughter, because the next thing I was going to say, you keep on with that whining nonsense that you're doing, and you're not going to be as appealing to Joan either.
Okay. So there was some emotional moments. We know
that. Oh wait, the other thing I gotta add, on both dates, the date with Pascal and the date with Jonathan, let me tell you, in their very different ways, because they were polar opposite type dates.
Oh, okay? For sure.
Jonathan was in the desert, dry, horseback riding, but baby, I'm gonna tell you one thing. It was sexy as hell.
Oh, both of them.
It 100%. Was sexy as hell. Both dates were fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what I'm gonna say. Okay.
So, I completely agree with you, Ma. There was just kind of like some emotional moments from both dates. Obviously, they both got roses. All right. So,
absolutely.
Joan really opened up about the challenges that, she faces as being like a caretaker for her family. And she admitted that she might never 100% be ready for love again. And, I was looking at Joan, and I like Joan a lot because Joan is very likable. And Joan, she wears her fabulous clothes, like you said, and looks great.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at Joan, and I'm just like, are you ready for this, Joan?
Well, you know what I give her? I give her credit for questioning, and I give her credit for saying, you know what? I'm going to step out and find out.
Okay.
So I give her credit for that.
Why is she trying to find out when she has so many different things? Why doesn't she let it happen organically? Like, I can understand a person who hasn't been with someone for many years.
Joan is an actor. Joan is an actor. It's a gig.
Susan Lucci did not take this opportunity because
she's not ready. Susan Lucci lost her husband more recently.
Joan wasn't that long ago.
Well,
she was on it last year.
They're different people. They're different people. That's all.
Okay.
And don't forget, Susan Lucci pockets are already stuffed. Okay. She doesn't really need the opportunity.
Mom, how did we forget the surprise visitor, Gerry showed
up?
Oh
my goodness.
You think he was trying to take a shot at Joan? What do you think that was?
It sounded like he was putting his little bid in. But if I was Joan, I'd do just what she did before. Bolt. Gotta go. I got a lot of family obligations. Gotta go. Joan is no fool. I could tell you that already. Joan is very smart.
I don't really see what he was on there for. To me, he seemed like he was trying to take a shot.
And giving advice. Yeah. And what did he say? Oh, just let your heart do something.
Yeah, just take a breath. Breathe.
Man,
don't put too much pressure on yourself, Joan.
Who is going to listen to
you? I mean, that's kind of with his
like
mind.
The worst. You are old fool. Not even a young one. You are
and he's older than her.
Yeah.
He's more than 10 years older than her.
Listen,
then when I saw him, I didn't think he was as attractive anymore. He just seemed like
because of what he did. And
Gerry.
He called that last marriage off. Teresa, she would have gone anywhere.
Yeah.
Because she was a crazy fool over him.
In that moment.
That's right. But see, the moment is very fleeting with him.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. He probably already had somebody else anyway.
All right, but finally, at the rose ceremony, Joan had to say goodbye to 3 men. And she said goodbye to Kim, Greg, and CK, and one of them was the Navy guy. Was he the retired Navy guy?
Yeah, one was the admiral.
The admiral. Yeah, and CK Charles K. Yeah. We know who he was. Now I don't remember one of them, and so that's probably a good reason.
He's going on home, so okay.
All right, so so the remaining men: Jonathan, Pascal, Gil, Guy, Dan, Gary, Jordan, Chalk, Charles L, Keith, and Mark. Who do you think is the best shot with Joan moving forward?
You want me to give you one, or you want me to
give me a couple? You can give me a couple.
I think one of the front runners is clearly Jonathan, and the other front runner.
You think so? Mark.
Yeah, I haven't seen her 1-on-1. I want to give 4. I want to give Mark, Jonathan, Pascal.
Okay.
And is Chalk still there?
Chalk is still there. Yeah. Chalk is still. You forgot Keith.
I mean Keith.
You meant Keith. Yeah, that's what I thought you meant.
I meant Keith. Yeah. Was that 4?
That's 4.
I think those are her top 4.
I think Mark. I think Jonathan. I think Keith. I don't know who's the 4th one you said.
I don't even know. Did I say?
Maybe you didn't say 4.
Did I say? I said Pascal.
Oh, Pascal. So that's 4.
So Pascal. Yeah. Mark. Mm-hmm. Keith and Jonathan.
I'm with you on that. Yeah. Those are the ones that I see as her top. We'll see.
Now I don't know about Guy. Is the doctor, right?
Yeah, Guy's the doctor.
Guy might have a shot, but I don't know. I think Guy is a little too much for Joan. I don't know. I don't know because Joan is kind of
a lot. Yeah.
Joan has real good energy herself.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but those 4 so far, from what I can see, those 4 are looking like her top people. I mean, she's giving roses to a lot of people, like I said, because she's got a numbers game there she's playing. But I think that those are the ones that she really has her eye on so far.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, Ma. I mean, I think that pretty much kind of sums everything up. This was a really, really good episode. I like that the episodes are 2 hours because we have a lot of content to, deep dive in. And so I just want to say, guys, listeners, please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, which you're listening to right now. All Things Peju, home of the Bamgboshe Happy Hour. And like our regular Bamgboshe Happy Hour podcast that streams every Thursday and some Sundays on all platforms, guys. We really appreciate you. Thank you so much for listening to us. As always, we will be back next Thursday. And Ma, we can just say cheers to a love and to new beginnings. And we'll be back on Thursday. Bye. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and check out full episodes of the Bamgboshe Happy Hour podcast streaming on most platforms.